is weird, odd, strange, or just plain bizarre is really your cup of tea, then the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast will give you that fix. Can't believe it? Well, listen for yourself as Jordan and Keith delivers the strangest news you definitely won't find on CNN or Fox. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast.
Is your child dying from a hug addiction? Find out more at 11. But for now, it's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast with Jordanica and Keith Alicious.
Oh my.
Jordan and Keith. That's
who we are. Right on.
How's it going, Keith?
Good. How are you, Jordan?
Good. We're at the Weird News Podcast.
Yes. Weird news is upon us.
I'm feeling it, man. I am sweating news. I am just, I'm so ready.
Yeah, me too.
So we've got a good show today.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, where do we start, dude?
If you're not going to say it, I will. This one's going to be intense. There's going to be stories from California, stories from China. We'll find out where the other stories come from later. But let's go ahead and start with California. All right?
What's going on in Cali, man?
So this one's actually happening pretty close to home. By home, I mean California, which everyone knows is where we were originally born in, right?
I wasn't, but it's all good.
Neither was I. So in California, Chico, very small town,
yes.
There was a man that shed his clothing and climbed up a tree and refused to get down.
So he got naked and climbed up the tree.
Right.
And didn't want to get down.
Well, at first, he was just walking naked, and some people tried to, contact him, like, come on, stop what you're doing, sir. And he got a little bit spooked, so then he climbed up onto a large building. I think it was just a large Chico building, right?
Okay.
And then they spotted him there, and they were trying to get him down, and he transferred from that big building to a large tree. And that's whenever they were trying to negotiate with the man to come down and get some clothes on.
So I'm confused. So he's walking naked for whatever reason.
Whatever reason. Now, I think the mystery, Keith, is what really makes the story unique.
So he's walking naked for whatever reason, just down the street. Mm-hmm. Like,
You're following well?
Okay. And then he decides to go climb a building.
Well, some people were trying to, contact him. He got spooked. When I'm seeing this guy as maybe a Tarzan-like figure, he was lost in a jungle from his explorer parents from a very young age and grew up amongst the animals. And now he's come to Chico for whatever reason.
The concrete jungle?
Even then, right? Not Chico, but
it
seems like a small place from the pictures. You guys all Google Chico, California. You'll agree with me completely.
Okay.
This is not a place where Tarzan then ends up. So now he comes to this place, and he's like, I'm naked. That's normal. So are all animals. People try to contact him. English language, not very familiar. Spooked the Tarzan man. Or maybe he's on drugs. But it's either the jungle child or drugs. That's what I've narrowed it to. So he then realizes, wow, things are scary, climbs up a building. Building is very unfamiliar, but not like that tree I grew up by. So climbs on the tree.
Right.
Now, firemen are trying to talk him down from the tree. They're not sure why he's naked or climbing things so easily. Tarzan creature, but or drugs, once again. But he's refusing to come down, and they're afraid that it's going to have to be by force if he doesn't come. So
I'm just like, wow, what makes someone just walk the streets publicly naked?
Keith, we've
go
talked
to buildings
about it.
And then
it's drugs or Tarzan life in Persona. That's what.
Okay.
Which I'm hoping it's Tarzan because any story about a guy on drugs doing something weird, it's weird news, but what really sinks
kind of
it
normal,
in,
though.
it's normal. It's weird news that we're going to cover it if they're doing something weird enough.
Right.
But it's still normal. So I'm really hoping that this is a man that was raised in the jungles, much like the upcoming Disney remake Tarzan. And
that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that.
Maybe this is kind of like a secret promotion for the movie that's upcoming.
What if it is?
That would be fun. And
like
we were at the ground floor.
A government plant to promote this movie.
Yeah. don't know about government. I think something equally powerful than Disney.
I know. The government's like, we have no desire to promote Tarzan, bro.
No.
It's not in our agenda.
Let's get that good government disclaimer on this.
Like, you must watch Tarzan now.
Yeah.
So, okay. So what was this person's name? You get a name for this guy?
No names. And that adds to the mystery of the Jungle Man.
Right. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I hope that he gets the name Jungle Man. Like, I hope that if we can do one thing in this podcast, if maybe only two people listen to us, maybe one of those people can be the guy who's...
He's like, Jungle Man would not come down from the tree, even though he was naked. And possibly chafing. Who knows?
Yeah, possibly chafing. It depends on the tree, I guess.
Right? That's not a good look, man. That's gotta... Okay. Well, I guess he's agile. So
Exactly.
More power to him. Right on.
Man, I'm so excited.
Right on. So, and else in weird news, we have, looks like...
Speaking of California.
Yes.
All right, go on.
Yes. In Oakland, California. Oakland, a famous city in the East Bay of California.
Not too far from Chico.
Right.
Some map makers may tell you.
You can't think of the East Bay, California without thinking of, San Francisco, Berkeley, and Oakland, or the Oakland Raiders, or the Golden State Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
You get it. Oakland. Tony, MC Hammer, Oakland. So
you were really building up Oakland. I hope this story can deliver the amount you've given it.
So apparently, that saying I have, man, about too much time on your hands.
Yeah.
Well, this story, lays right into that, bro.
I feel like we can't nitpick stories having too much time on their head because I feel like that's a majority of the stories we cover. So.
Right?
I think that we just have to go under the assumption without saying a lot of people have way too much time on their hands.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with you. So this happened yesterday, apparently. There was a guy on a go-kart driving down the freeway. Okay, and someone was able to videotape this, film him doing this, and the cops were chasing him while he was on the freeway in his go-kart. It was like a police chase. I mean, he didn't have a helmet on or nothing. I mean, I'm just like, what makes you do this? What makes you think that you're going to be safe doing it? I mean, I'm just like, wow, really?
Hope he was watching out for a blue shell.
The blue shell?
Oh, it's Mario Kart. You were laughing. I was really hoping you got that. I was prepared for you not to get it, but
I didn't. But thank you for explaining.
Yeah,
that.
It's a Mario Kart thing.
Got you.
What about Banana Pill? Would you have gotten that?
Oh yes.
Okay, blue shell came later. Banana Pill. There we go.
Well, it's all good, but
we're eventually not lost in translation.
Yeah, we don't know who this person is, and apparently he's got friends who do the same thing.
Yeah, so it's local guys. They'll all go on an annual go-kart and dirt bike throughout Oakland, and sometimes they'll get on the freeway. His friends were faster, so they already got away. This is just him trying to, he was the slowest. So
and he still got away, right? He didn't even get arrested.
I don't think we know that far yet. I'm sure we can kind of do an update for our next week's news.
Yeah, but it looks like he got away because, we don't have a name or anything for this guy.
No, yeah. I'm really interested to see where the story goes. But also, much like the Jungle Man, I'm kind of satisfied with not knowing a lot about our weird news. I kind of of course,
it adds mystique. That's true.
It adds, yeah.
It does.
It allows a little bit more hearsay.
But I have to do the Jordan on you. Would you get on the go-kart and drive on the freeway? Would you do that?
Honestly, if I knew I wouldn't die and I knew that I wouldn't end up in jail or anything permanent, of course I would. I would get on the go-kart and I'd drive.
But would you wear a helmet? Would you be responsible by wearing a helmet?
It's already got 4 wheels. You don't need a helmet. That's for motorcycles, Keith.
But there's no outer shell protecting him. So if he falls on his head, it's a done deal. And when you're on the go-kart, aren't you supposed to wear a helmet in the go-kart course?
Yeah, but that's just covering your butts completely. And yeah,
it's not a motorcycle.
No. I mean, if you're renting out go-karts and you're saying, here, get on this thing that moves, you're going to want to cover yourself completely. You're going to want to sign a waiver and you're going to want to wear a helmet just to cover yourself. But honestly, do you think that you're going to get injured that much from a go-kart?
If you crash, you run out of gas.
Whatever.
Well, I mean, is it? And let me ask you this: is it asking too much, or am I being presumptuous because you're already a risk taker if you're on the freeway driving a go-kart? So, with that frame of thinking and behavior, a helmet's the last thing on his mind. You tell me.
I think so. I think
I'm asking. Yeah,
you know that saying, "In for a penny, in for a pound."
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in this deep. I think that's a good. It's a good point, Keith. If I'm already running from the police on a freeway by Oakland
in a go-kart,
in a go-kart,
you're like helmet schmelmet.
Where do helmets even come into this equation?
Okay, all right, yeah. And he didn't run out of gas. Because if he ran out of gas, it'd be like, man, in go-kart police chase ran out of gas on the freeway.
I don't know if running out of gas was the big headline there.
Well, I said he didn't because if he did, they would have told us that, right?
Yeah,
that would have been part of the news story.
From what I'm seeing, I don't think that they found him. I think that he was able to kind of get away,
and he was the slowest one.
Yeah.
So what's that saying about OPD? I don't know. Maybe they're having a slow day too. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they weren't trying to hurt.
Are you
the guy.
saying we and both of us, our podcast, and them have a slow day right now?
No, OPD, Oakland Police Department.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying.
I thought you said like maybe they're having a slow day too. Like, oh God, me and them. You know?
No, I'm just saying, just them. Yeah, I'm just saying, and he's in the go-kart, so at the same time, they got to make sure they don't run the guy over as they're chasing him.
Yeah.
So that had to be kind of frustrating, I guess. So it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. Yeah.
But it's time for a break, man.
Already?
I know, dude.
God, we were really on it today. This one's going to be good.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you have something coming up for me?
Yeah, coming up. We covered. We went ahead and we covered California. When we get back, we're going to talk about China. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, there's some stuff on this.
China and KFC. Actually, we've got a lot of good segues. Yes. They're just one on top of the other.
News droplets are upon us.
Such a good episode. Okay,
yes.
We'll see you guys very soon, right?
Exactly.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Jordan, and that's
Keith.
That's our show. Okay, so I had a rhyme. It didn't work out. Next commercial. So what we have right now is things happening in China. That's not a strong segment title, but it's a work in progress. So first of all, what we have is KFC, and they've unveiled an edible nail polish.
Why?
It's actually really it's genius.
Why would I want some edible nail polish? I mean,
because
I guess people
it's
chew their nails.
finger looking good.
You mean finger looking?
I said finger looking, didn't I?
You said finger looking.
I ruined this entire show just then. It's finger licking good. That was the delivery. And
yeah, dude.
You're
supposed to be the comedian, dude.
All right. It's finger licking good.
It's too late now, bro. It's too late now. Just let it go, bro. Just let it go.
I'm going to say that to you next time I'm going to edit something out of here. Okay.
Just let it go.
All right. So it's finger licking good is what I was trying to get.
Dude, you keep saying
I'm trying to correct the past.
Now they're just like, why does he keep saying that? Just shut up, Jordan. Get on with the story.
So they have two flavors right now. They have
What's the flavors, man?
Original and hot and spicy. And for 3 days, it's supposed to last on your fingers, where you can just kind of regularly lick the finger, taste it whenever you're hungry or something. So say you're like, it's a test. You're taking a test, or you're stuck indoors,
right?
Or it's not a lunch break until another half an hour,
right?
Just get your fingers, just like the nail biters, except for instead of biting, just a lick, No,
man. I'm not with that.
Would you try it? Like,
not at all.
I would love to try it. I want to know what fingernail polish tastes like.
Dude. You're a sick man, bro.
That's something I've always wanted to be able to say. I wonder what fingernail polish tastes like. Before, I thought it would kill me, but now, Keith, maybe it's going to turn out a bit differently.
You need help, bro.
I don't think you do.
Yeah.
You're
you
just
do.
a downer. Don't have kids. Don't have kids.
No, you don't. You have kids. Let them eat fingernail polish.
It's
right,
a huge
dude.
thing. And even in Japan, which is not China, don't mistake the two. Why would you?
Okay. Don't know where that came from, folks. But all right.
We're switching
Random
gears a bit.
strangeness,
It's
random weirdness.
It's still Asia, but no, in Japan, KFC is like a highly regarded thing where you can be on like weeks waiting list to get it during Christmas. It's kind of like how we have Christmas hams and whatever.
Yeah.
It's Christmas KFC in Japan.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that, but okay.
It's
I
a huge
believe
demand.
you.
It's on
I
a
totally
waiting
believe
list.
you.
And talking about it kind of makes me want KFC. So
It's all you, bro.
this episode is brought to you by
No,
Kentucky.
it's stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, they are not paying us. This is just news.
Not yet, but they're going to hear it. They're going to be like, well, that had a ring to it. I want them to do that every episode.
Well, and the day that happens, I will get on the air and be like, Jordan's shameless plugs have paid off.
You should be ashamed that you haven't gotten to that point yet. Be a little bit open-minded.
Hey,
This world needs more wonder. In other news, though,
that was clever. I like that how you slid that in there. Go ahead.
in other news,
Yes.
there is a new study that's found that Beijing, the city, is sinking.
Okay.
It's a city with millions of people. And that's your reaction. Like there's no more soup.
I'm not sure if I believe them. I don't know if I believe that, but okay.
It's by scientists, the most accurate people there are.
Oh yeah, because they're never wrong. So,
I don't think they
thank
are.
you for that, though. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. You made me laugh with that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it took you long enough, man.
Well, you gotta work for it, bro. You gotta. Oh, you're so corny. Oh, that was horrible, dude.
I swear on my life, I didn't mean to do that. You have to believe me. I literally didn't mean to do that.
Sure, Jordan.
Isn't that weird though? That I didn't mean like. I think my brain comes up with puns, and I don't want them to happen.
Right? No, okay.
Oh,
okay,
man.
maybe it's happening. It's possible.
No, that's the thing.
You can't be innocent from time to time.
I regularly come up with a pun, and they're like, "Good one, Jordan," and then I had to think back, and I'm like, "Oh, I did just say that." That's
I hear you. Sinking. So,
Yeah.
so it's sinking by how much? Well, 4 inches. What? 4
I
feet?
swear
What?
I didn't mean to make that pun. Okay, so it's actually you're pretty close. It's 11 centimeters every year.
And what's causing the so-called sinking?
Well, it's just that they're taking all their water from a reservoir under the city, and now that reservoir is kind of like drying up, the ground's kind of condensing, and the city's sinking itself.
Well, that's just too bad. So,
Once again, your reaction is like, "Oh, they don't have the sandwich I wanted at the store. I'm gonna have to get something else."
it just sounds kind of strange and unbelievable. But okay, I guess that's why it's weird news.
Not enough sympathy to the people, and it is weird news. I think we've had weirder things to
they're
talk
draining
about.
from their own reservoir from underneath their own city.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds smart.
I
Yeah, okay.
can't even begin. But you just have to take our word for it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Beijing sinking. All right, another news to wrap up our fine, China-themed segments here. We're going to go ahead and finish with Chinese loan sharks and how they've been using naked loans, which is blackmailing students with nudes. Your reaction was delayed there. I
thought you had more.
I do. No,
you just paused.
Normally I read it and you
it.
go on and you're like, oh crap, that's the thing, and then I continue. I guess, it ruins the magic a little
I was
bit.
just listening. I was like, well, and
okay, fair enough. So it was a big thing happening, or big enough towards news.
Yeah. Well, so to be fair, and you're right. I must say this is taking loan sharking to a whole new level that no one ever thought would happen. So
I believe it, though. I totally believe it.
So gone are the days of your mortgage or your car. Give me some nude photos. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's been mainly targeting female students.
Of course.
There we go. And along with asking for a nude selfie, they want your student ID, your address, your phone number, and your parents' names in there.
Oh, that's just way too much.
I think that they're not only going to post it online and make all of your information available, which is like I don't want to lose all. I want stalking and this and that. I need to make sure that no one sees it.
Only thing they ask for
I
is
think
your
they
blood
even
type.
send it to your parents. I think that they send a nude picture of their daughter to their parents. So,
and they think that they're not going to get in trouble by doing this, performing this unethical business practice.
Well, I think it's kind of like it's a bit of a shady thing. This isn't, Banks United kind of thing.
You think?
This isn't Wells Fargo's Plan C. This is
wow. That's just really disturbing.
Yeah. So a newspaper, like a journalist posed as a potential client on a chat room.
Undercover. Okay,
yeah,
right
and
on.
she ended up, they were going to charge her 30% for the loans, which is highway robbery.
Oh man,
right?
Wow.
Terrible.
Talk about taking advantage of people. I mean, so they're taking advantage of women in more ways than one. It's just really
So
really
it's steep interest, and along with that, they're basically threatening to ruin your life completely if they don't pay you back. Which, if even if you're for sure going to be able to pay a loan, don't do it. Don't do it if it's that the stakes are that high. I mean, or if any. I mean, do your best not to take a loan.
Number, my parents' name,
and they're planning on making all your information personal, and all public. I mean, public, not personal.
Not cool.
All your personal's public.
Right.
And then, kind of give it to family, immediate family. So just humiliating you out of the depth. I don't think that anything – I mean, there's other loan sharks, and they're not great either, but your life isn't, like, guaranteed ruined and, humiliated. So what do you think, Keith?
It's just
would you do it?
Heck no.
No?
I had to – yeah, heck no. No, not at all, man. That's – no. It's not worth my integrity, bro. Not at all. That's just kind of disturbing. And then they keep probing and wanting all that kind of personal information. Nah.
No, it's super sketchy.
No, it's really. So did they get stopped yet? The undercover person?
No,
did she bust them? Or
there's no new info. It's still happening. I think that this whole thing is very, shady in itself, where it's not too out in the open. So I don't think there's going to be a big expose coming from this, at least in time in the future.
Because some of the notes that I saw said that allegedly they suspended the practice after the newspaper published the article.
Really? I think that it's, from what I've heard, that this is kind of happening. It's a bit of a trend now between several other people.
Man. So that's just all kinds of wrong.
All kinds of wrong, I think, is a very good way of putting it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's our China segment.
There's actually a girl there that donated $76, or 500 yen. But I'm going to go ahead and translate it to American money for the benefit of everybody in the nation. It was $76, and it snowballed to $8,347. So,
well, she didn't donate. You mean she took that loan out? You mean?
Yeah, no, she that snowballed like the amount of money. It kept getting bigger. So.
Yeah, because you said she donated it, but she took the money out.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
No, this was not a donation. Nothing was donated.
Right. So, and I guess 55,000 yen, $8,000 is a lot in China. Apparently, that's just kind of crazy how that translates to $8,000 American.
All the tea in China would make me want to donate that. Your eyes literally rolled to the back of your head. And I was kind of hoping that was the reaction I could get.
You're so corny. Right on. Well, yeah. So ideally, that practice will get busted. Those people will go to jail for being so naughty. So naughty, so bad.
Is that what you want to call them? Naughty? Is that?
Well, just bad people. That's just predatory as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Since you asked,
and I did ask. That is on me.
Yeah.
I
wasn't planning on using that word today, but hey,
I don't think naughty is ever a good fitting word. It always sounds.
I'm talking about predatory.
Oh, predatory. That works. Naughty sounds creepy. That sounds predatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to go into another break so we can hear those lovely, beautiful commercials that you love so much.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the commercials.
So am I.
Are you talking directly to me or just the...
Both, man. Both. It's double. It's double time. So
okay.
I just made that up. When
I can tell.
When I'm not trying to be funny, everyone laughs, man. And when I'm trying, it's crickets, bro.
I really can't tell a difference, but we'll try to figure that out after we come back.
Yes.
Check out the show that's built on the MMA. From the UFC to extreme cage fighting, they got the fights covered. Check out the GSMC MMA podcast. Get the latest news on past or upcoming fights. Join us as we talk to and about some of the biggest names in the MMA, past, present, and future. When it's the fight game, there's just one show to check out. GSMCpodcast.com/MMA-podcast. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Here at Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast, we like to do a lot of segues. We like to connect one story to the other. Sometimes it's very hard to do that. Right now, we're going to start fresh with 2 new stories involving pets.
Okay.
That sound good? Yeah?
Sure,
You like that? All right,
sure.
then I'm going to just keep rolling with it, Keith.
All right.
Because right now, people are doing a really weird thing with their pets. They're using the fur that's shedding from the pet, and they're turning that into clothes.
That sounds really creepy to me. But okay.
Normally I don't agree with how you classify everything as either creepy, weird, or disturbing. This is good. I think you can call this one creepy, though. It's a bit.
Yeah. Like I said, I had to get used to the whole taxidermy thing. I mean, that's disturbing, but it's been around long enough where I can kind of understand it. But recycling your pet's fur while they're still alive and you're making it for your clothes?
Well, I don't understand any of it. And I'm going to go ahead and retract. I don't think it's creepy anymore, just to disagree with you. I think that it's really funny, though, because you can kind of see people with, like, black poodles, and right next to them they're wearing, black poodle sweater vest. And it's just a lot of pictures of that, just gallery.
If I have a pet, I have no desire to wear that pet's fur. Not at all.
If I had a raccoon, I'd make him a hat, but that's
yeah, that's disturbing too, bro. But okay.
Oh no, but not like it's not like a dead raccoon. He's if a raccoon sheds, I'd make an organic, PETA friendly.
What? What are you saying
hat.
over there?
Have you ever seen a raccoon hat?
PETA friendly so you're gonna eat the raccoon hat?
No, not all things things can be organic without being edible. Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
All right, bro.
Yeah, no, I'd make the first raccoon hat, the coon hat that's not involving killing an animal. Yeah, it could be groundbreaking.
I don't know what you're saying, but okay.
You've never seen a raccoon hat before? You've never seen like a picture of Davy Crockett?
I've seen those hats.
Well, then you know what I mean.
Yeah, but your description was really bizarre.
Yeah,
it was
right.
weird.
It was
with the news, but okay.
That's how we're able to get away with a lot of stuff here. We can just chalk it up to weird news.
Yes. Speaking of cats and raccoons and pets, so
I think I went too far with raccoon. You're right.
Yeah, you did, but it's okay.
We'll edit it out.
You love to say that. So there is a library cat that is getting fired from their job, and they're getting evicted. I kid you not. The cat's name is Browser, and the cat resides and works in a small town in Texas called White Settlement. Yeah, that's the name of the town.
What?
The town is called White Settlement in Texas. Yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, man. I kid you not. So, and the cat's name is Browser. Oh man, it gets good. It just gets better and better, bro.
There's a place called White Settlement.
Yes, dude. Welcome to America, bro. Welcome to America.
It's done a really good job of flying under the radar up until this point.
Right? I'm like, wow. This is really happening.
I think that's the news story here, right?
Oh, yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. So the city council got together and they decided to vote.
The White Settlement Council?
Right. Yes.
We can just throw White Settlement to anything we can call it.
Yeah, that's what it is. So the cat's name's Browser. He's beloved by the library workers and the people who come into the library. They love him.
Yeah.
So basically, he got ousted. He got voted out. So now there are people who come into the library. They love Browser so much they're wanting to adopt him, take him home. And, the library's like, no, he works here. We love him. He's a staple to the library. People come to the library, they get their books and they see him, they feel comfortable. It's crazy. I mean, I believe initially they got him from a shelter and he's just been there ever since. But what disturbs me is that the city council for White Settlement, Texas, they got together. Now, when you vote for a city council, you're trusting these elected officials to help run your city. Get to the point, Keith. To help run your city.
Yeah, no, okay.
Okay, so, to make sure that little things like your city economy is running well. So it was more important to put a bill together to evict a cat from a library.
We're on the same page. If I can say this, what this really sounds like to me is like a bad kids movie where everyone, maybe the cat can talk in this instance, or maybe he's like Garfielding where he can only think things and that's really humorous. But this cat just loved books so much. I'm creating the movie as we go on. He's just a book-loving cat. He's reading all the classics. All of a sudden, the mean bad, and I'm going to go ahead and quote this right here, that no one thought that there was a problem with Browser. You basically said that. They said that somebody said that the city council just went out of their way because they don't like cats. That's the thing. Just because they don't like cats.
Yeah.
And, it may be something else. Maybe someone was allergic and they had a complaint. But
and that happened. So what they did for that library patron, would call in ahead of time now, and they would move Browser out so that patron could come in and do their thing, so they wouldn't be affected by it. So they were sensitive to people like that.
In a place so small that you can get away with calling yourself White Settlement,
right?
I think that's something that's easily workaroundable, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like, wow. So I mean, you have a vendetta against the cat. I mean.
Well, that's the movie, though. This cat's going to have to overcome if there's going to make something based off of him.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you think that you would watch, do you watch kids' movies?
Oh, sure. Browser the Cat would be a great movie story, a true story. Yeah. So if you guys are listening, make this into a movie because everyone will watch it. And then, the White Settlement Council, City Council, they're going to have...
They already sound like bad guys whenever you say that name.
Right?
They already
I mean, it's 2016 and that's still the name of the city. I mean, yeah.
But no, I guess we can't have that. We can't have a podcast that's dedicated to that, but we can't be the only people that think that sounds ridiculously silly, right?
Well, there was a petition with 6,000 signatures to not evict him, but the council voted 2-1 to boot him. Gave him 30 days to find a new place to live. I mean, they're acting like Browser is has renting, paying rent and everything, and he stopped paying rent.
It just seems silly. Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't know even to handle it.
Oh, yeah. So, I just had to talk about that. That's just,
Well, even if you're not a cat person, I'm sure you can root for this cat. Because
his eviction day is July 14th.
And, I think since it comes from a small town, it all just feels so silly that this is a thing, Like, the entire story just feels silly.
I think so.
Well,
I mean, but and I'm not really big on cats, but I like Browser, and I'm not gonna do something like this.
I like
that's
that
just
name's
not
Browser.
But, I think that's pretty cool too. And and they say that he's sitting right next to you see the picture of him. He's sitting right next to a sign that says "Read." I mean, it's very cute. I mean, and they say that with this cat, if he knows you're a cat person, he'll make way towards you. If he knows that you're not, he won't bother you. Just minding his own business. Yeah. So I'm down with the Browser the cat. I'm down with the Browser. I am.
Browser, the story of a hero, coming to theaters July something in 2000, maybe.
That's in White Settlement, Texas. It really is. But that's all I got for you folks. I don't even know what else to say, dude. That's all I got, man.
Is this the end of the show?
I'm dropping the mic like I'm a rapper, bro.
Oh, God. Well, I guess that's the end of this episode, yeah.
But I won't drop the mic because my boss will kill me. But
no, absolutely not. You wouldn't have a job here. But,
right?
Yeah, but it's still, it's been a great episode, though.
Yes. So in July 12th, they're going to get together and have a meeting to see if they can prevent his eviction. So, because he's supposed to get evicted on July 14th.
The show's not over yet.
Yeah, so we're rooting for you, Browser
Write
Cat.
to your congressman. People.
Yeah, man.
Let's get this cat saved.
I mean, just write to.
You can't not say.
I know, right? Write to White Settlement City Council in Texas and see what happens. Yeah, let them know, hey, leave the cat alone. So
it's gonna make a great tongue twister one day.
I know. Well, thank you for listening to us.
Okay,
today.
now the show's over. All right, sorry guys. False alarm.
Yeah,
here we go.
Yeah,
just planned.
So yeah, we appreciate everyone who listens. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on iTunes, and you can get to us at gsmcpodcast.com.
Don't forget that Google Play.
Yes, SoundCloud, yeah, and
we're everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, we are. And like I said, thanks again. I'm Keith.
I'm Jordan. Yeah.
And we'll see you somewhere out in space.
See you guys soon.
Yep.